So we have the official Rings of Power trailer. This has to be the last trailer because the show comes out on the 2nd of September. So I'm thinking this is it. This is the final trailer. And it's got this really bad pop song in it. Just ruins the whole trailer. Other than the bad visuals like this. Who is this character? This is the Eminem-looking character. I think it's just going to be some leader of a cult. That's where a lot of people are leaning. But it's just the bad casting all around for this show right here summed up. But they have this awful modern pop song that plays throughout the entire trailer. It reminds me a lot of Batwoman's music, to be honest, because Batwoman had a horrible soundtrack that just didn't fit. It felt forced in there, just like this. So another bad trailer, and it's already getting ratioed. It's only been out for like 2 hours. I don't even think it's been out that long. Already got a ton of views. Already ratioed. Though it could change. I don't know. Maybe this will be the first one to not get ratioed. Maybe they'll finally get out of that little hump. I don't know. Comments tearing it up so much. Saying that character is saying Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. When Frodo looked at Sam and said, I love you, and he stood there and said, I know, brings me to tears every time. Oh, Star Wars reference. When Galadriel asks Sauron, tell me, do you bleed? He continues with, you will. I felt that Zach Tolkien is truly a genius. When Sauron picked up the ring and said, we are some kind of Lord of the Rings of Power, brought chills down my spine. Incredible quote. After Galadriel said, hasta la vista, baby, I couldn't stop my tears. Everything according to the book, J.R. Tolkien, Connor is one of the greatest authors and poets of all times. I love how they're going in here and saying like movie quotes from a different franchise. The point of this is they're pointing out this is not Lord of the Rings, and it's trying to be something else. And they're damn right. It's trying to be something else. People are picking up on it. People know that this is trash. And the bar has already kind of been set for what this needs to do. So House of the Dragon, no matter what you think about it, had a huge premiere. 10 million viewers. It crashed the HBO app. 10 million people tuned in for that premiere, making it the largest premiere in HBO history. So this show, whether you want to compare them or not, Rings of Power needs to beat this number. And the difference, I don't know what Amazon does. Does Amazon release all of their stuff at once, or do they release it on a weekly basis? I think Invincible was released on a weekly basis. That's the one that I watched as it came out. I can't quite remember. So I'm not sure if we're going to get all this at once or not. But if they drop Rings of Power at once, the momentum for that will die instantly. House of the Dragon is going to come out weekly, which will keep people talking about it for weeks. This is the difference between that whole binge versus weekly premiere, because I really think the weekly premiere from a business standpoint is better because you get people talking about it for weeks. Whereas in the binge model, you talk about it all at once and then it's just over. No one's talking about it anymore because everyone's already watched it. So the hype kind of dies real quick. I want to think they're going to premiere each episode weekly with Rings of Power. So it'll be kind of fun. We'll get to compare the views for each show and see which one's doing better. But this is the bar now, 10 million viewers. So if Rings of Power does not hit that, that's embarrassing for HBO, in my opinion. Pretty embarrassing. And, you know, there was no hype for House of Dragon, really. Nobody really seemed to care too much about it. I'm kind of surprised that it did so well because nobody was talking about it. I did watch it. I have HBO Max, so I might as well watch it. Plus, my lady friend loves the show and the franchise, so I'm kind of have to watch it. I didn't hate it, But I also didn't think it was amazing either. From what I understand, according to her, and I think Nerdrotic has also said this, the book is not very good. So wherever they're going with it, it's going to have a bad ending. As long as it's better than the Game of Thrones ending. I don't know. But as you can see, even on Rotten Tomatoes, pretty well received. I think 82 critic and 87 audience is pretty good. It's a respectable number. It's even got people disgusted, which works, that there's a childbearing scene. I don't want to spoil it, but it's pretty gross. The actress has been saying some stupid stuff, saying that it's supposed to be a protest to the Roe Wade stuff. And it's like, this book was written 5 years ago, dummy. So that's just an example. That's why I'm not even going to cover it. It's just another example of a stupid Hollywood actor trying to bring politics onto their side. Like, that's impossible. The book was written years ago, before any of this recent political shit even happened. But it was a pretty intense, hardcore scene, and it got people talking about it, which is effectively what you want. The people behind the show said it was made to be intense, and it is an intense scene. It's pretty unsettling, but that's what the television is and entertainment in general is supposed to do, is unsettle you, make you kind of, supposed to grab you and pull you in, and that scene definitely did it. It's controversial. Game of Thrones should always be controversial. Lord of the Rings shouldn't, but they're trying to make this Game of Thrones, and I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. The bar has been set. 10 million. If it does not beat that number, and I would say it needs to beat it pretty drastically. Lord of the Rings is much bigger than Game of Thrones. So we'll see what happens. I think this is going to be a disaster for Amazon. It's going to be a $10 billion mistake, or however much they said that they're investing into this. The marketing has been intense for it. They've been spending a lot of money on it. So they are in the hole big time if this is a failure. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do watch parties, play video games over there. They're always fun. Follow me over there and come hang out. Also, make sure you subscribe to YellowFlash, my other channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. I do a lot of live streams over there that I don't do on this channel. Usually smaller and a little bit more personal. So make sure you follow me over there and sign up.